Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another week of the North American Challenger League. I am Reed Rapid Melton. Joining me is Daniel Egad Caruso. It's nice to have you guys here with us for another week of NACL. And while we did have a few delays, rest in peace the Rito servers. Looks like everything's back. Good to go. We are good to go with our first game of the night. And, you know, we did skip one game, but getting into game number 2, it's going to be a good one. As we hop into Champion Select here, it's Curse Academy taking on Team 8. And if you had said this to me like right before we started the season, I would have said, well, Curse Academy all the way. It looked super strong during the regular season, but after watching Team 8 rise through the rankings so far, and especially after seeing their games versus LMQ this weekend, these guys are no joke.
All right, so the fans, they flew actually right on through. Elise, LeBlanc, Lee Sin from Team 8's side, while Curse Academy take away Caston, Lulu, and Pantheon. That frees open a lot of stuff, and California Trolls not getting targeted by anything there. Could go for Nidalee, Vlad, you know, he's got all those things.
Exactly, and that's something that LMQ did consistently. They're ban Nidalee every game. It's not hard, but it is a little bit interesting because you're banning it against top lane instead of against the mid lane Nidalee. Yep. And the surprising thing is that usually if you ban it against the top laner, you're banning out Bruiser Nidalee, but California Trolls can build whatever he wants. He's built straight AP, Bruiser, pretty much everything. I haven't seen that hybrid sort of Inox style Nidalee that we used to see where he builds like some AP, some AD, and a little bit of everything in between. But we have seen a 100% win rate for Frozen Mallet so far in NACL. So we'll have to see if he can get that one on there. Not banned out, and we do see a Kassadin ban here. That's probably the most confusing thing to me because even in LCS we've seen it not picked, not banned, starting to fall off.
People will still find a way to use it either way. And, you know, that threat late game of him just one-shotting your back line is just always there. And poor supports have a rough time either way. He could have a rough early game, but, you know, just he picks up a kill or two and he's fine. And we're going to look to see what does Curse Academy want from here. They look like they want to get Vi for Pat. Rux could go for Renekton, but they're going to go for the support for Zeeken in Leona.
Now, Renekton is something that Nidalee just destroys. Straight up, there's no way you can play Renekton against an AP Nidalee, against an AD Bruiser Nidalee. But California Trolls did really well against the Renekton as an AP Nidalee, which is the other side of that coin. Like, AP Nidalee just does not do super well against Renekton. But, hey, it's all about knowing how to play the matchup. If you know it well enough, as California Trolls clearly does, then you probably don't want to go for a Renekton into this. And so what that tells me is we're looking for like a Shyvana. You don't really want to go Dr. Mundo because his early game is just too weak against the heavy early harass. So already you can see the support and jungler picked up there for Curse Academy, not really revealing what they're going for just yet. The Vi says Sivir's a possibility, but I mean with Moonlight Mile, who is, by the way, from Maple Street, yeah. So he did change his name just a little bit there. I'll probably still call him Maple Street because that's what you guys know him as. But at the same time, just a little bit of a heads up there. And he's going to get his trademark Lucian. This is the champion he outplayed with LMQ with like time after time after time. It's just really good to see such consistency from really every champion the teammates picked up.
All right. And speaking of interesting champions here, we see Rise being hovered over. He got a little bit of a buff, and we saw him in LCS, and in the end played him. It was pretty fun to see that one. Yeah. Catching up to everybody. And
it's really interesting how just almost single-handedly giving you 50 extra range on one ability all of a sudden makes you LCS viable from having never been played.
All right, they switched it out, though. And then you got the Sivir that you were saying before. Right. So a lot of good initiation here for Curse Academy's side, and they could go for that top lane, or they could go for the mid, depending on what they want to do. Duosec, not afraid to give away his pick, and they just save the comfortable pick for Rux up top, if anything.
I don't know why you don't see like more like Lissandras or big lockdown mid laners like we used to see, especially comboed with the big chase potential that you're used to seeing out of the Sivir Vi combos. It's something that might work pretty interestingly, but like we said, not going to see Renekton go with a Shyvana. Renekton gets a lot of like big beefy stats and builds aggressively, but Shyvana just like gets super dense and tanky because of all the defensive stats from her Dragon's Descent. So I like that a little bit more against Nidalee, but at the same time you're still going to have problems chasing her down. So that's going to be the everything but the mid laner. Zeeken's going to be in charge of picking up the last pick here. Now, we're hovering over Vel'Koz. Have one more week in NACL before Vel'Koz is available because there's that 2-week delay for newly released champions. So it'll be really cool to see if he does finally make it in, but he won't be here tonight, and probably neither will Skarner. He's the last of his kind, but it's not in NACL just yet. Ooh, and that's actually a bait that they've done several times in NACL, at least twice so far. I've seen them do that. They pick the Nidalee early, and you're like, hey, California Trolls, he's very well known for this. We're going to play a top lane. Oh, wait, just kidding. It's a Vladimir top. And even after watching, I think I was watching Wicked's stream this morning, he's like, Vladimir, especially with the changes to the way that sustain works, is actually super strong top lane now.
All right, and Jungle Kha'Zix is going to be a thing for guest 8 here. Got a bit of a nerf on the leaf damage. Unless that's Jungle Nidalee or Jungle Vlad. That'd be pretty fun, but it's definitely not going to be, which is fun either way to guess what it would be. And the counter, though, to what they want to probably run mid, could be that Kale for the poke. High damage early on. Malphite mid is a big thing. We've seen it before. I don't know if it's going to be that, though. There's still, let's see, we're going to look at Orianna.
Have we seen the Malphite mid in NACL yet?
I think we did.
I think it was in the qualifiers, I think. I'm not sure.
I feel like we did.
I'll have to go back and check that out.
Never mind. I'm thinking of Alex one-shotting people, but there's the Rise.
Wait a second.
Rise mid for Duosec.
Yeah, that's a Rise mid, too. Previously, we've only seen, like, I think Nien played Rise top. That's the big thing from this weekend's LCS. If you missed it, then spoiler alert, it's pretty good. The other thing that's actually kind of interesting is that it's Rise versus Champion X. Like, you don't really know exactly where they're going just yet. I expect to see a Nidalee mid, like we said. But Nidalee has to get into range and really abuse the melee mid laners with those auto attacks. But probably won't be able to do that against the Rise. We'll have to stay back and just farm things up with spears, and is kind of vulnerable against that big Rise all-in where you just pop your ultimate, run at the enemy, and if they don't Kuka form on out, then they are going to have some problems, put it that way. But there's your champion lineups. There's the final rosters for both teams and some interesting picks across the board.
I don't know. That Rise can go either way. But his late game, you can't deny it.
Yeah, late game Rise is ridiculous.
But then he has to deal with the late game poke of Nidalee and Vladimir, so really good compositions from both sides so far. We'll see how they snowball it early on. We're going to be getting into the Spectre delay, but before that, you can check out the sponsors down below, all 3 of them. And the first one we're going to shout out is Loot Crate, $13.37 a month. They've been with us forever, ever since the beginning, and you can get a nice little crate delivered to your door of latest Gamer Geek swag, apparel, and goodies. And I think this month's shirt is still the Attack on Titanfall shirt for the box. And then there's Phoenix Peripherals, phoenixcollection.com. You get the best headset, mouse, keyboard, and mousepad on the market for your gaming needs, and then LOL Class.
Exactly. If you guys want to check out LOL Class, you can both click the link down below or head over to lolclass.com. And there you can sign up for a very affordable lesson with some of your favorite LCS pros, playing some of their favorite champions. Have all your questions and more answered just by heading over to lolclass.com. But we're going to head into our first game of the night. It's actually our second game, but we'll reschedule the first one for a little bit later on. It's Cursed Academy taking on Team 8, what should be one of the best games of this evening. So stick around, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back when NACL Season 2 continues right after this.
And when I see you in the morning, will you still want to be true? I can dream, I can dream that we'll see a brighter day.
And I'm alive, more alive than I've ever been your way. And I'm alive, more alive than I've ever been your way.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the North American Challenger League Season 2. I am Rapid. I'm here with EGAD, and we are into our first game of the night as Curse Academy take on Team 8. And this is actually a matchup that we could see in like the playoffs or even the finals of NACL. Two incredible teams having really good seasons as well, now coming off onto the Rift against each other. Of course, Curse Academy in the red on the right-hand side of your screen, facing off against Team 8 in the blue on the left.
And we see some interesting and fun starts coming out as it's going to be the Mana Crystal for Rise with some biscuits and the Relic Shield for Zekin on that Leona down bot. So that's going to be fun to see how they utilize that one. We're going to see a little bit of a trade up top here as Rux can win out early. You know, Transfuse doesn't do as much, but he'll kite away and run away and actually win out on that trade. So good job to California Trolls, taking the minor advantage up top already.
Yeah, we're starting to see maybe a shift in the meta with the nerfs to the sustain passive or the sustain passives from the defense tree. You're starting to see mages come back. Previously, mages couldn't out damage the sustain that top lane bruisers had, but with the changes to that from both Doran's shield and the defensive mastery tree, you're starting to see mages like Vladimir, like Rise, come back into the current meta. And you can already see California Trolls.
He's playing with his life, actually.
But he's totally okay with trading this out here because Rux would have to gap close on him because he's ranged, and he can always just steal all that health right back with, of course, those transfusions.
Oh,
so,
he didn't start burnout.
Oh, we got a little bit of a trap here for Duosec. He's going to get traded back out, but here comes Zekan up for the bottom lane. This is about the most passive-aggressive fighting I've ever seen.
I'm going to go in
I'm going to auto-attack you.
I'm going to poke.
You're going to auto-attack me.
I'm going to poke, and you're going to poke, and then I'm going to lose out just a little bit, but it's going to be okay. And no one going back to base except for California Trolls. Rux is going to... Actually, Rux went back too, and so did Duosec. Just kidding. Everyone went back to base to heal up and make sure that they don't lose out in their laning phase. But it's going to be a red buff start for Guess 8 and a blue buff start over to Pat, who's actually have to solo it. So that's a little rough for him.
Yeah, it's rough, but I mean, Vi does get that blast shield up
Yep.
there, level 1, and so it's nice to have a little bit of extra defenses. But given a strong start to Kha'Zix in the jungle really sets him up for a lot of success because you can execute big creeps very quickly, have a relatively quick clear through the jungle, but it's the ganks that are the scariest. So Zenith played there by Zekan, maybe a little bit premature there, but he's trying to teach us how support's so easy. So we'll have to see what he can do down there.
Hey, man, support's a hard job to do. But that's very interesting. He was looking for the early aggression. We have Mashme actually starting with the Ricochet. So looking to push out that wave and get the early level 2, but, you know. I don't know why I call him Mockingbird, but Moonlight Mile, who is from Maple Street, changing his name up there. No stretch of that one. We do see a little bit of initiation.
Level 2 going in on to Dodo. Death Set is pulling Zekan back in there, but without that flame backwards, I don't think Zekan was in too much trouble. That big level 2 all in, but actually really counted out well. Maple Street and Dodo 8 pulling ahead in their lane.
The problem with that was Mashme was getting harassed out there by Maple Street, and then he missed the Boomerang Blade too, so couldn't proc that sunlight passive either way. And where are the first ganks going? Guess 8 looking to possibly aggress towards Pateau or Curse Pat in that jungle, and he'll find Red gone, but Pat already went over to Golem, so nothing crazy in there along that. Maybe going to be able to kill off that Tri-Brush if he does come around.
Top lane looking rough for Rux here. California Troll is just going to pool on him, slow him down there. And I think at this point, Rux knows something's up. Oh, there's a ward, but the trinket ward's not... Is that in the bush? I'm not sure. But
that is.
Either way, Guess is just going to jump on him. First blood goes to Guess 8.
Gotta do the
That's only when you get reset.
The Lee Smith. Just pull that one out there. And nice job by Guess 8 to jungle to make his way up top. He also avoided the ward vision as long as possible going through Tri-Brush. There's a potential for a dive up here. California Trolls could tank 2 hits, if anything, but if he gets knocked up, that's going to be the end of his life.
Well, the big thing with Vladimir is that you want to play aggressively because back about a season ago, around this time, Vladimir was all the rage in Korea. You saw every single team pick Vlad because you could play aggressively, go for tower dives, and at that point in time, Elise didn't exist. So if you wanted to drop turret aggro, Pool was a great way to do it. So if you play aggro, you can do a ton of crazy stuff like proxying between your turrets at level 3.
All right, so Zekan with that Eclipse actually not going to pop it on anybody.
All right, roaming top lane, though. We could see a lot of action up there. And
they're safe. They are perfectly safe.
They backed off. I was pretty excited about that, but doesn't look like anything is going to happen just yet. Already a roam there from Rise, and that's actually kind of a testament to this pre-level 6 Nidalee, because she can't shove the wave, and Rise, one of the issues he has is wave clear. If he just uses single target spells, not too great at that. So he's vulnerable to getting shoved under turret until, of course, he hits that level 6, where at least he gets one free wave clear before he gets back.
All right, so also this is one of those games without Renekton, which is fun to see. So a little bit of poke coming in there from Rux, just running at him and sinking those fangs of the dragon into him. And I think he's going to be perfectly fine for a long time up here. A little bit of magic resist comes in from Rux, but he can still sustain off of it, no problem. So California Trolls getting the better of this lane. Hasn't had to go back yet. Probably has a bit of money in his bank, so could look for the revolver.
Bunny in his bank?
Bunny in the main.
Bunny Fufu is on Curse, the main roster, not Curse Academy.
Unfortunately. We will miss him. Death Sentence, we're not going to connect.
Bunny in the bank. Main easy. I don't know. Man, I miss that guy. He used to play a couple times. He subbed in Season 1 of NACL. He was on Gold Gaming Los Angeles for their first roster, I believe.
The first iteration of that
roster. Yeah, the first roster of GGLA. Maybe that was all the way back in MCS.
That was a long time ago.
It's been a long time, but it's nice to see a lot of players from NACL sort of filtering towards LCS. But oh, now Rux has great positioning on California Trolls. He's actually going to, okay, no Ignite. I thought that Flame Breath proc was looking a little scary there, but still very good trade. Rux using those bushes to maximum effect.
So he also had Pool and Ghost, so he was okay for a little while longer with that anyway. And saving his summoners for maybe the next engagement. He had 6, could look for something crazy like that. But on the first back for California Trolls, gets it. Death Sentence connects into the Mash in the bot lane. Do get the Flay. They force the shield, but nothing really procs off of it. Mash Me is going to be forced back, while Maple Street gets the better of that exchange, forcing himself to deal with Zeke. And
coming
Pat
down bottom.
Down
yeah, Pat's going to come into this one, and charging that up. It's a nice play, but mostly just going to stop Zeke from coming in there. Zeke very low. Dodo's still very low, but he gets chained up there.
More?
There's the kill. Guess 8 picking himself up. Another kill. Now Dodo just plays Pat back into Guess 8, just like the handoff. Takes him down. 3-0 start here for Team 8.
Pat kind of tunnel vision onto Dodo, and Dodo just kited him perfectly away towards his turret, and then just let the minions do a bunch of damage to him, and then obviously from what we saw from Maple Street just cleans it up, and that should be the first dragon of the game over to Team 8. They're looking really good against Curse Academy, who are second place in their conference.
And Team 8 are a team that always pick up a lot of early dragons, maybe not because they're a purely objective-focused team, but because they always... I talked to Dodo 8 the other day, and I'm like, hey, who does the shot calling? And it's Dodo and Slushy.
Yeah, Dodo has that experience from Heroes of New Earth from back in the day when he was on a team with Chu 8. Those were the good old days.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people are just like, wow, where did this Team 8 come from? These guys are totally new. I've never heard of them before, but they used to play Han way back in the day. 8 Clan was really, really big, and Chu, kind of the I don't know,
the poster boy.
Yeah, of Team 8. Has made the switch over to League of Legends. A few other 8 members made it over here too, and Kalilal 8, kind of the new member to the team, as they were kind of looking for a top laner. Fits very, very well. There's the all-in top lane. Rux going to get it on to California.
Is it a Ghost? And actually, he's going to be okay. He'll be able to run away from that burnout, so...
But
nice
Ghost
job.
has a much longer cooldown than Shyvana ult, so...
Yeah, it'll come back in time again. And also, he's got both the summoners, too.
All Rise really needs to do, Rise and Vladimir both as mages, just make it to their first trip back to base. That gets Rise his, actually he went for Philosopher's Stone first. That's,
Philosopher's Stone?
Or not Philosopher's Stone.
The Catalyst?
Oh man, rest in peace. My
oh,
feels,
where is that item again?
My feels out there, yeah, it looked like a Philosopher's Stone there for a second. It is the Catalyst, the Protector. Man.
Mythos Shirelia's Reverie, too. Why not?
Okay, I still call Talisman of Ascension Shirelia's, because let's just be real. It's the same thing. And you got to give Shirelia some love. She's pretty amazing. So
yeah.
We're going to look towards both of the mages to start scaling up here on their first trips back to base. And they come back with some pretty core itemization. You got the Hex Tech Revolver for California Trolls. And then in the mid lane, you also got the Catalyst, the Protector. I'm going to have to relearn that. I'm stuck on this Philosopher's Stone / Heart of Gold. Like, my heart will go on kind of train. It's a rough place to be. You're going to have to, work me through this one. But the feels, man. Just we're starting to see Rise and Vladimir back in the game. Like the last time I saw Rise and Vladimir played, this was like back when those items were in the game. So there's a little bit of feels there.
Yeah, and Rise kind of died off after they nerfed a lot of his ranges. They gave him a little bit more, and you could see him a little bit more. But now 3 members kind of gathering up towards the top bot. This is going to get pushed a little bit harder. Nidalee kind of mid-pushing as well. Notices that Rise is Mia, pings it out, tells the team, and it'll force Duosec to go back to the lane to deal with that push that Guess provided to him. While there is that 2-man up top, nothing crazy going to go down. California Trolls, Vladimir can play extremely safe and be fine. Just use those transfuses to sustain back up and deal with any poke.
And it's also a really good choice against the Vi jungle. Pat's going to try to lock him down there with the Assault and Battery. It's just like, no, I've got a
Ooh, nice long-range Death Sentence.
Yeah,
poke.
A little bit too deep under turret just yet. Don't want to go diving quite this early. The culling comes out, pops the spell shield, so it gives some mana away, and I feel like you should probably aim that at the minion wave so that it clears the minions.
The thing with that, though, is the spell shield's down for another 20 seconds, so if they do land a death sentence, that could be some huge kill potential for them, but we'll see how they play it. The turret's so low that if they do end up taking it down and they go for the dive, it would be heavily in their favor.
You know, this is a game of sort of, I want to compare the bottom lanes. Mashme has had a lot of just proven success over his time with both Coast and now here in the amateur scene, rotating around between two teams, but has found himself a home on Curse Academy, is looking very, very good. But I feel like what defines this these teams' matchups is going to be the junglers. If you guys watch Team 8's game versus LMQ and NACS this weekend, you know, Guess 8 just takes control. Hard carried their first game and their ultimate victory versus LMQ, but Pat actually has the same effect for Curse Academy.
Yep.
While Curse may have a little bit of a rougher early game, Pat just carries them through it, and it's great to see junglers maybe not having as much of a carry effect on the game, at least so far. Well, I mean, you look at Guess 8, he's starting that carry roll up, but they're able to just kind of get their lanes through towards the mid game where they want to be.
And Guess 8 with his next back goes back with some double longsword, so looking for a brutalizer potentially out of that build, or could go for Hydra with those. It depends. We'll see. Pat is already positioning himself down bot to look for that assault and battery gank. Xenoblade comes through onto from Maple Street. He's gonna be able to click the Lantern. There we go, and he gets himself right on out.
Sure what that engage was necessarily supposed to accomplish.
He was trying to set up Pat, and he also had Solar Flare too, so with that good Lantern, he gets out before they can do anything.
Yeah, and ganking a Thresh is always going to be a little bit rough, because then what happens is, as Vi, you try to lock down the AD carry, and the AD carry just like clicks the Lantern, pulls you way back under turret, and you're like, about
it's like those videos
here.
that people set up with like Nocturne Ultimate and U-Vile to follow it like all the way across
Or back
the
when
map.
you could do one for all, and you could have like 5 Threshes all click
Just
each other's
5
Lanterns
Vis
and
as
spin
well.
around.
Everybody
The
ulting everywhere.
lulz. Oh man, I really miss that mode. If I could have like one mode back, that one for all stuff.
All right, Rux is looking for a potential chase down here on the California Trolls. That burn up doing a ton of damage to chasing out Tides of Blood and everything, but there's a jump in onto Duosec here. Can we look for the spear for the kill at long range? He's going to try to strafe it out. Oh, does not connect. Vi is there too, but not looking to go in. Gets a little bit of hit from the spikes, but he will back off, use those potions, and if he can level up, get a Catalyst proc, he should be okay. But he's hinting at going back. Decides not to. That's a Candle Wave. That's a lot of XP and farm he can miss. The junglers are going to tussle it around those Wraiths, while California Trolls doing a bit of dirty farming.
Yeah, he's going to be between there for a while. Vladimir has a lot of sustain with that Hextech Revolver, and especially with the Ionian Boots of Lucidity, picked up relatively early. They're going to make that wave clear even more prevalent. So, Rux is going to miss some CS here, but he's going to try for this all-in on the California Trolls. Does have Ghost up, and he is going to be forced to pop it. Will be pulling out of there. Oh, dodges the Dragon's Descent, though, but flashing in Rux. Covering a lot of ground, taking him out.
Getting those Fangs, picking up the kill, and nice job to him for the 1v1. California Trolls a little overextended there, not kind of calculating the damage that, you know, a Dragon's Descent and the Ignite would do out to him, taking him down. Now securing himself a bunch of pressure onto this turret. But the Dragon is up now, and that will be teammate trying to secure that objective. Pat is kind of hanging around there, so could look for a potential steal here, but it is getting bursted down so fast. Zeke can come in, Solar Flare comes out, they use the Hunt to speed them up, the box to disengage from Dodo though. Here comes the Smite, and they do end up picking it out, but Guess 8 will be sacrificed for that one. While from Maple Street is kiting with the culling, it will be the Assault and Battery in onto Dodo 8, who does flash away, spears the kite out here. The Binding actually coming in,
Maple
flash
Street.
forward from Zeke, stunned, Shield of Daybreak, and the Eclipse will pick up the kill. Death Sentence to stop out Pat from charging in, flashes away.
Though.
Another root comes through, but the Fangs are sinking in from the Cougar now. It will be the chase here. Can he pick up the kill? This is Nidalee's territory. Gonna look to pounce in. Pops the barrier, flashes forward, gets the Fangs, needs one more, gets the spear. It will be the great hook through the Zenith Blade to pick up the kill for Dodo 8. And Pat is still alive. This is not over. Slushie gonna chase down, pounce, and if he hits the spear, he will be in a really good position here. Chases it down, misses the spear. A nice dodge away. Had enough mana for the Vault Breaker and is able to get out.
Man, that auto attack, one more auto attack would have taken down Pat, but even still, incredible chase there from Slushie. But I just want to shout out Dodo 8's hooks. That
was a
fight.
really good hook.
That was ridiculous. He pulled him right off Slushie and let Slushie follow up for the kill. That's some pretty good synergy. It's starting to look a little bit rough for Curse Academy, but they were able to pull out a nice team fight victory. The only problem is they're down 2 dragons. And while the first dragon wasn't all that impactful just because it didn't give all that many stats or gold. Or
it gives them timing and security that they know what's up.
Exactly. It allowed them to pick up the second dragon, so nice smiting there from Guess 8. Got both dragons for Team 8 so far.
Ridiculous. That chase on the Pat, though. So close. I'm surprised he didn't try to dive and then use the pounce to close the distance even more. But he's the Nidalee expert there in the mid lane, so doing his thing, and not dying, not risking anything is perfectly fine. Blue buff gonna get tossed over to Rise, most likely over there. There we go. As he gets help and be a good support. Buffs are gonna be
Dodo
doing their thing.
in a little bit of trouble bottom lane. It's like, can't really 1v1 down
Maple?
here.
Hello?
Maple's just like, chill out. I'm farming 2 lanes at once. Got this.
Yes.
Back down bottom.
He's actually 20 CS above his opponent in Match Me, so he's shown that he can farm like no other.
Yeah, and keep in mind, he's gotten that 20 CS from roaming around to mid, I think twice so far.
Oh,
picked up extra.
Do a sec. Claws are in. The spears does not connect though. Pops the ultimate though. Will be pat on the side, knocking him up with the Vault Breaker and the Assault and Batter to come through to secure that kill. Spear does not connect. Hugging the wall. Do a sec. That perfect micro. Mashme's on the side. Flashes forward. Boomerang blade for the pickup kill. That hunt to close the distance, and that was really good from Curse Academy. Nice collapse on that one, and they should be able to secure the tier 1 turret. And a lot of pressure on the map with that.
Yeah, and just like those
Why is he
boomerang.
taking that? He was taking an extra shot.
Yeah,
from
it's
the
like,
turret.
oh, why am I in here? I don't know.
Well,
Just
look where's Maple? He's in Maple's lane in that bot lane.
it's like, Maple, please respond. It's like, oh, what's that at second tier turret? I'll just be taking that one right there. And even though those turrets will go down, just like Mashme's boomerang blades, Curse Academy are bouncing back into this game to even up in kills. They're starting to get a little bit more even in turrets, but. Yeah,
no!
He dodges it. He just
he's gonna die anyway, but that was a good dodge. That was fancy feet. Fancy feet right there.
He did dodge it. I feel like he might have tried to escape there, but he was a little bit deep in enemy territory. But hey, you gotta type hashtag worth in chat if I take down a second tier turret while the rest of the team is just really out of position. Because they're still up in turrets, they're up in dragons, and now with taking down top lane turret, doesn't get much better than that. All 3 outer, actually no, it's 2 outer turrets down. I saw 3 turrets down. Usually it is those 3 outer turrets, but it's 2 deep in the bottom lane there for Maple Street.
That was, man, I wish we'd have lived. That would just look so much cooler, but it's okay. So nice kill up to the Curse Academy.
They all walk into the bush and just dashes past and
like
runs for space.
Flashes over the wall and just gets away miraculously. But now Curse Academy in a better position, but they're still 3,000 gold behind on the last set. All the outer turrets gone in the tier 1, so we're gonna see where they want to move from tier 2s here. They have pretty good siege from teammates' side. Spears and Vladimir heal with Nidalee heal allows for a lot of good sustain, and wave clearing from Maple Street is huge. We do see a little bit of a pink ward battle coming in over there to try to secure that brush. Pack gonna go in at the guess 8. He dodges away, leaps out. This is the game of jukes. This game is the game of jukes.
Right around that's the Vault Breaker. Really nice. Jukes into the team and then jumps out. And that's made possible in part by viewers like you, as well as evolving his lead first. So it's nice to see him able to use that distance, not just to engage for better games, but also to escape.
And nice escape out there. Still, gold lead over to May here. We're looking at maybe go for a bit of a siege, but the ultimate popped out from Jurosek. Huge waves there coming in from that one. But now enough to take down the cannon wave, so this is going to be the tier 1 turret down to the mid lane out. So that's all outer turrets gone. Excuse me, I've counted all 3. I thought the mid was gone, but there's tier 2 down bot. They use the Talisman of Ascension to move towards this bot lane / dragon. A minute left on that one. So they're going to look to control that objective again and just leave from Maple Street down there to deal with Ashby, because he can go going into Dodo, gets flayed away. Flashes the solar flare too, and a really nice escape comes out from Dodo. They're looking for from Maple Street though. He's not going to have to clear out that
now
ward.
Dragon's coming back up, and it's actually Curse Academy who have the better positioning on it. Maybe need a little bit better pink wardage there, but looking to push down bottom turret
Rux
first.
is there too. Oh my god, Assault Batter comes in, they flash, and Zenith Blade to come in. He
Maple
clicks the
Street
lantern, he
takes
gets
it.
out, box, play to disengage. Perfect play from Dodo. There's the death sentence on the
my
Rux.
God.
Trying to take him out, the Ignite goes through. Slushy gonna look for Spears,
They
does
chase
connect
it.
with the Zekin, but Rise from the side, and there will be a leap in from ESA to scare him away. He has the ultimate going. Spear comes out. Ooh, another nice strafe from the side of Duosec. Mashme going to take some turret shots, though, and a successful hold here from that dive. We see a Death Sentence come out, not going to connect long and go out there, but they're playing. They do end up holding it there for a little bit longer. Flash into a spear. He's at about 10 HP. Can he pick up the kill? Slushy going to flash forward, looks where it gets the swipe, picks up the kill, and now Zekin in a bad spot can be cut off by Formimiji, flaying a backward spear from downtown, and that will be the double kill over to Slushy while the chase on a pad is there. California Trolls, where did you come from? It's going to be the spear from the wall. No, it will be the transfuse from him. Looking to slow down Mashme, going to be able to chase him out with that ghost still going. Pops the Tides of Blood, pops the pool, and with one more transfuse, it will be over. Pops the barrier as well. Ignite for the kill, and that'll be a 4 for 1. Oh no, actually they're going to go in the Rux to make it an ace. Can they get it? Taking the turret, barely barrier.
Slushie barriers it out, but
Oh.
the Ignite picks it
The
down.
Lantern wasn't even close to him, unfortunately. That probably would have saved him, but now with that, they're going to hit the Dragon and probably secure that objective. Maybe a tier 2 turret instead, because, you know, those don't respawn. They could go for the Dragon another time, so looks like they're going to go for the tier 2.
And California Troll's positioning is just next level. It's not just that he came out of nowhere at the end. It's that he had the foresight, like the vision, to say, hey, you know what? They're probably going to chase pretty far, overextend. I'm up there, and I'll come in right at the right time. And Dodo 8 as well. Starts that
Solar Flare comes in. He's looking
yeah.
for Dodo. Daybreak Eclipse, and just Duosec to come in to stack up a free kill, while it is California Trolls kiting away phenomenally on Zeke and healing himself back up to above half.
Okay.
So they do lose one, but they get the Dragon either way. So that's their third Dragon game.
Man, this is the rough life of support. Like, you do almost more than everyone else on your team. You have to get sacrificed for dragons, and your team's winning just because you're dying.
When I was on the Challenger grind, every time I would die in a team fight, and then it would just be like, everybody else dies. Like, yeah, okay, that's my job. I died for the team. It was worth it. And I got a Dragon, I got Barons, whatever. But, you know, you just trade your support's life. It's always worth it. It's only his first death, though, so it doesn't really matter.
It's true. It's his first death, and even though the kills are a little bit closer, there's a 4-turret differential, and now 3 dragons in favor of Team 8. So while things may look close in the big numbers, it's the smaller numbers that make a bigger difference. 37,500 gold there. It's about a 7,000 gold difference. I think I got my math right there. I've been practicing over the weekend. I spent 3 days at
He bought one
NACL
of those
off.
kindergarten books with the
It's
adding
true.
numbers.
I got a calculator. It's all good now. But maybe not for Slushie.
Oh, looks to pounce away. Doesn't have flash heals, though. A bunch of that comes out. They're going to Dragon's Descent and be able to secure that kill. Red buff from Pat picks it up. And it looks like there's a spell shield force out of match.
Man.
They're going to
How many ults does it take to take down Slushie, man?
Nidalee is like that ultimate bait master. She can force out so many utility spells. They're going to be the pool coming out from California Trolls. He's going to click out of that one. No, turn around, pop the transfuse, Tides of Blood.
Wait,
What is he doing? He missed the Lantern. Oh,
It's right there. Click the lantern. It's right there.
and Dodo got zoned away, too, so he had to pull the Lantern back to himself before he could let California click on that one. That was questionable.
I
He
mean,
had Hemo play, too. I don't
mean,
know.
this is California Trolls logic.
Solar Flare completely whiffs. They're going to look for Zeke play to come in. Dodo 8's going to get blown up. Not Dodo 8. Guess 8's going to get blown up. While Zeke falls to the
Guess
turret.
8.
And from Maple Street, well, we're going to look to see possibly a chase come out here. Descendants comes through. Nice angle to come out to pick that one up. He's going to go flying into the back line.
my.
Focusing on Duosec, though, from Maple Street. Not able to pick up the kill. He's going to look for Rux now. Needs one more. Gets it. Where is he going to go next? Maybe going to look for Pat, who's going to Vault Breaker away. Chase down from Slushie. No. Oh,
The
that dash
culling.
forward in the culling. Picks up the double kill. Gets the reset on the dash. Going to chase down on the Pat now. Gets the Ardent Blaze, but nothing to chase that one out. So they give it up and go 1 for 2. No, 1 for 2. Zeke died underneath the turret, too.
And Guess didn't die there.
Yeah.
He was the one that
He leaked out just barely.
every single person on Curse Academy just said, look, we want to kill that guy. And they couldn't do it in that turret dive. And now, wait.
Okay, this is a smart play by them, but Pat is still around the side.
Exactly. Like, the jungler's still up there. There's Emo Plague on Baron. Which is
It's
just
level 12 to 12 as well, so this is a 50-50 smite, if anything.
Oh, Zeke though
Looking
gets
for
dropped
it.
down very low. Wait,
No.
Pat doesn't go over the wall.
Oh, he saw the batteries over. Can he get it? Can he get it? Oh, he gets it! He gets the kill and the smite steal. So the spear will pick up the
Oh
revenge
my
kill.
God.
All right, Pat the god. Even though he runs out of toaster, he knows how to make the best toast.
That
And
is
Smite
true.
Baron.
Every time Curse Academy play, you'll notice that we start the game off with a pause, and that's because Pat actually has the slowest computer in the world. Like, if Otter is out there, Otter and Bloodwater both used to play on, like, actual toasters, and Pat's got one of those too. Apparently it makes you a pretty
Satsalo
good
had one
player.
as well.
Oh, that's right.
That's the player I was thinking of.
So, a lot of toasters out there, but apparently the toast is pretty good. Stealing the Baron, killing the
killing him.
jungler.
Oh my
And that was really
God.
smart to not immediately fight for that smite war. Just kill Guess 8. Because when Pat missed his Vault Breaker over the wall, I was like, how's he going to get... Oh, that's right. Gets Vision, gets the Vault, gets the Assault and Battery. Picks up the kill, and the Baron. Pat just making big plays, getting Curse 8 back in.
That was great to watch. That was so cool. Because he baited California Trolls to use the transfuse over the wall. So he got Vision in the pit and then just ulted onto Guess 8.
Exactly. If Cali
that was
had
so
just
cool.
stayed in his pool.
And tanked
or-
the Baron for Guess 8 because he was so low.
Exactly. Like, I don't know why you make your jungler the one tanking the Baron. Like, to be real, they were all pretty low, but at the same time, just great play there by Curse Academy. Okay, let's just be real. Great play by Pat for Curse Academy. Credit where credit's due, and Curse A. They got Baron buff for now. Let's see how much they can do to get themselves back in the game.
Oh boy. So let's see. Who actually has Baron on their side? Let's see. Just about everybody besides Pat. So that's good for them. Looks like they're trying to ward bait out here for the red side of the jungle. Dragon is up in a minute and a half, though, so nothing for them to grab up here. A failed dash to the wall from Pat comes out, but it's okay. He'll walk around and pretend like nobody saw that one. If we look at items, Frozen Heart was picked up there for Duosec, so he's so tanky for this team.
That's pretty interesting. He went for a late tier because he got early Rod of Ages. Said, hey, tier's going to keep stacking, but I can get a Frozen Heart in the meantime. And that is really going to cut Maple Street down to size. Because, I mean, I don't like that necessarily the best. Usually you want Frozen Heart against more AD compositions. This is double AP.
Yep.
But at the same time, making a less effective AD carry a little bit, well, less effective is always going to be a good thing to do.
All right, so let's see. What are we going to do from this point here? Teammate need to hold off this Baron, wait it out. They have good poke. They can wait for a long time. Zanya's Hourglass Abyssal Scepter for California Trolls, so a lot of sustain and invulnerability coming with that pool and the glass combined. Curse, though, they're kind of trying to control this red side. They're looking to control the next dragon, but they're wasting Baron just a little bit. They're not sieging up. It's hard to siege against Nidalee nonetheless. And their composition really doesn't look like a siege comp or a poke comp because they don't have much range. They have to be in their faces, but they can dive so low.
Now, a couple of big things are about to happen. The Frozen Heart's huge because it evens up the discrepancy between the 280 carries. Maple has magic penetration, or armor penetration, but he's going to be attacking a lot slower, or more slowly. Whereas Mashme doesn't have that armor penetration, but he's a little bit more effective because it's just basic ability.
That affects the culling too, doesn't it?
It actually does because you lower the attack speed and then you deal less culling shots. Now it's actually Curse Academy in a dominant position with the Baron buff. They get to take down the dragon. That's their first dragon of the game. Coming here at 26 minutes and really illustrating the big shift in the game that we just saw.
All right, so they're only 3.5k behind, and Curse Academy still climbing back up slowly, using that Baron buff as much as possible to get the objectives. It's almost run out, though. A couple more seconds left on it, so we could see that fade, and then teammate may look to strike for their move. They still haven't given up on farming. They're relatively even across the board for everybody in that CS gap, but they're just going to deny the spread buff away. Possibly catch. Pat going to walk forward. Dodo 8 going to spot him out. Death Sentence comes through. There's an Ardent Blaze to follow up, but nothing else is going to go on to him. They do see the Baron buff fade, and the hunt goes out. They're going to be forced to run away. Hebo Plague is going to pop, not too much damage. They're calling over the wall.
Slushie.
Assault and Battery goes in. Pat is going to take a bunch of damage again, taken down there by from Maple Street. Slushie's alive with the Ignite, still taking. He'll pounce back. And this is a tight corridor. These spears should hit.
The flay!
The flash flay, but the solar flare in the middle of the box. He's going to pop the lantern. Look for the chase out here from Maple Street. Going to get the auto onto Zekin while California Trolls on the back, hitting on the Mashme. Looking for Zekin. He'll turn his attention on that one. Zekin Blade comes through, but he pulls it to slow him down. And that will be one more chance to use for the kill. They could look for the cutoff on a Mashme. While that is what from Maple Street is doing, he's going to run into Rux, who's backing. Ooh,
Maple,
and a sneaky back. Can Mashme actually get out of here?
He's trying.
Ardent Blaze does not connect, and he gives up the chase. He actually could have made it in there
He's
with
farther
running.
in the bush.
Yeah.
Just go hunting.
It's okay.
He's not Steve Irwin. Doesn't like to go hunting in the bush. So he's not going to pick up a kill there, but let's just talk about Dodo 8 right now. This guy is playing out of his mind. He flayed Duosec backwards, so he was too far away from the Dragon Wall to flash over it. So he failed his flash with that split-second play timing. Screws up Duosec, still gets out alive, but it does set up the rest of Curse Academy. Maybe a little bit of an easier pick. So now they're going to trade take this turret. Maybe not the greatest idea. Need to wait for some of those minions, but in the meantime, Curse 8, they're all back up in time to defend.
All right, so as we look across the map here, red buff going to get counter stolen away as they will be able to take control of that one. They might run into Mashme though, drop some more of the wall, and it will go over to from Maple Street. Eats one take of that Boomerang Blade though. For here's troubles. Zekin going to be spotted out with a board. From Maple Street goes over the wall. Death Sentence to stop the Zekin Blade once again. Solar Flare onto 2 though. There will be that pool in the middle of everybody. Can he actually sustain this one? No. Assault Battery comes out. Zanya's and Mikhail's to heal him up though. Going to get knocked up there. Drops the Eagle Blade before he dies though. A ton of damage could come out of that one. They do find from Maple Street. Rux comes in with the Dragon's Descent. That will be the one to kill over to Duosec, but he trades his life for it. While everybody else is falling though.
Oh, the fade away!
A 3 for 2 in favor of Curse Academy, who are still behind that gold, surprisingly. Slushie could look for spears, but does not want to get caught out there, even with the Vitality down. It's still very deadly. Ooh, does end up finding on a Pat. Mashme blows the shield early, though, so they're going to be forced to back out, and he might be able to chase
There's
here.
resets here for Guess
Ooh,
if he wants to.
that was so close.
Oh, my God.
Threading the needle. Threading the needle.
He's threading the needle, but the needle's in a haystack. So he's like, how do I thread a haystack?
In a minion stack.
Exactly. So can't quite make it through
That
there.
was so close.
Man, that was close. But all in all, not that horrible of a trade for for Team 8. They don't actually lose anything off of that. Maybe some kills continuing to push down that bottom lane. You know, they're getting a farm back up there, but that Baron and the Baron steal really got Curse Academy back in the game. So with things very, very even at this point in time, we've got all the numbers basically even across the board, nothing too significant. You have to look at where these big differences are. One of them is going to be in the bottom lane. You got an extra BF sword and on the way to an Infinity's Edge there for Maple Street. So that is going to be a huge lane to watch out for. He and Dodo have just, they're kind of more than the sum of their parts. That synergy getting in there and spear on a Zekan. Drops him down to half.
Ton of damage coming out there from those spears. He's got his Void Staff, Death Cap, and Athenes. They're kind of setting up for this Baron. They're going to sweep it out, possibly look for a bait. But the initiation that Curse Academy has is, I think, far greater than what Team 8 could provide. They're looking up Kite and Poke, while Curse Academy, oh my god, both teams combine into one. Curse Academy are looking for the hard initiation onto your hard carry and looking to shut down from Maple Street, who has to position really well to get out of these.
Okay, yeah, Maple Street's positioning maybe hasn't been the greatest, by his death count's a little bit high, but to be honest, it's against his big double dive engage composition. So pretty much every AD carry is just going to look at that and be like, oh no, it's going to be a little bit rough. But at the same time, for Curse Academy, they really do have to worry about this this big AoE stacking. You throw Hemo Plague on, and then you just jump in with Kha'Zix to get some crazy early resets, as well as the ability that Team 8 has to out split push Curse Academy. Curse 8, they want to
my god, they might get flanked.
Team 8, they're just walking down the mid lane. They're just going to tank this turret up. It's basically full health, but...
Oh, they popped the hunt, the talisman. They're looking to go in here. Where are they going to go? They pick up Dodo in first. Looking to focus out on the Slushie. Maple forces the flash away. Rux picks up Guess 8, though. Going to be kiting away with this one. He's going to have the Ardent Blaze proccing off of the... Culling, while California Trolls is in the back line, picking up Duosec. That's a 1 for 3.
California Trolls just ghosted out of Curse Academy's bait. Killed Duosec, but then he didn't really do all that much. And then Slushie and Maple Street just stole the blue buff, but they're going to lose Baron off this. That was the most backwards fight I've ever seen. It's like Curse Academy are trying to run back into their own base, but Team 8 are coming out of Curse Academy. A little bit of a turnaround there, but we'll see if we can see another turnaround here at the Baron. First one turns the game in favor of Team 8. Now Curse Academy looking to take this one down. One spear going in, hits onto Rux, doesn't care. Drag Baron down, dangerously low, another spear.
He missed the smite, oh my god. Nashville will pick up that one. Rux is going to chase down here onto from Maple Street. He'll take him out, no problem. Slushie going to get slower flared. And he's going to look to pick them off in the pit, though.
Like hunting fish in a barrel.
All right, so he's going to cut them off once again, looking for more spears, possibly. We'll look for the tribe run.
Not the push you want to go in on.
He'll transform back into the Cougar and back right around there with those leaps. So not able to snipe anybody off, and that will be 5 people with Curse Academy with Baron.
Oh my gosh.
4, excuse me. Duosec didn't respawn.
It was 4, so maybe not the worst of all worlds, but second Baron in a row. And now, Slushie's flashing out, flashes right back into his team.
Descendant goes in. Oh, Hemo plays on top of it as well. He's got the locking on Solari for a little bit of heal. Descendant comes through the pop. It will kill him and give him a reset on the jump. California Troll picks up 1. They're looking for Rux now. Descendant's, forces out the flash. Zekan's there. Looks possibly for a Zenith play. They're dangerously low. He's really low too. I don't know if he wants to chase this one out.
Okay.
He could get initiated on still, but they'll back out. They'll take their 1 free kill.
I'm going to play that one a little bit more carefully. Nice reset given these essays, but at that point in time, Curse Academy had already backed up. Just a little bit too far. QSS is actually really defensive by them from Ashley, whereas you can see that Maple Street's just looking for all offensive damage. So usually damage is offensive. It's like to point that out there, but the point is he's not going for any defensive items just yet. He's actually really squishy, and especially against this big 80 carry dive comp that's or dive the 80 carry comp that Curse Academy is running. I think that would signal a more defensive strategy from 80, but Maple's just going all the way with this.
There it is.
Infinity Edge.
Needs like a Banshee's Veil or possibly a GA for his next item. I feel like Banshees would be pretty good for the Assault Battery.
You know what I want to see? I want to see Captain Boots starting to come back out. They really do help you run away if you're...
Why would you give up holding the base at top speed and instant healing to full?
Well, I mean, they're not really in that point where they're defending their base. They're outside their base fighting these big team fights. So in team fights, they can really help you kite back or towards or away from the team fight, depending on where the Captain Boots are located. So I think it's something we might see come out a little bit as the meta kind of evolves, but they're so expensive and they're not home guard.
It's
boots.
850 gold that you could spend, you know,
I think
475.
I think it's like 650, 650, something like that.
I don't know. Someone will tell us. They'll correct us.
That's true. All right, so teammate, Pool out there from California Trolls. He does not want to be that guy that people talk about throwing the game. Baron buff, it's not going to be up for a while. It's actually still on Cursed Academy, but their ability to hard engage. Ooh, nice spear on the Zeken. This is just really, really going to be rough. Spear over the wall will hit actually on the pad. It dodges that spell shield. Good guy Rux could have face tanked that spear because he has Banshees, but didn't want to go for that.
And even with all that magic resistance, those spears are still just destroying right on through pad. So.
Well, it's a Void Staff completed, and that's a really, really big item to have. Zhonya's next is going to be even bigger, because then you can't just auto-jump Nidalee. You're going to be able to Assault and Battery, but it's not going to work because you've got a pool. You've got 2 Zhonya's Hourglasses, so this is a pretty good comp to deal with the Vi's hard engage. The only problem is you have the team fight immediately afterwards. I think there's might be just a little bit too much of Cursed Academy to get through. You've got extremely tanky Ryze. You've got Shyvana and Vi, both of whom are super tanky, and I like the Phage just kind of thrown in there to Pat's build because it allows him a lot more chaseability, keeping him up there with the rest of teammate.
Dragon isn't coming up anytime soon, so it looks like they're going to try to push the last tier 2 out up top. That would help them with that, or mid. Either one is a big objective for them to secure. The gold deficit, though, has slowly diminished for Curse 8. Oh my god, Curse Academy.
Curse 8.
Curse 8. I just want them to form one super team of everyone in this roster.
Super team Curse 8.
Curse 8, yeah. But kind of Mashme and Zeken just sitting up on that Tri Brush, maybe waiting for someone to face check it, but no one's going to go up there. Everyone's kind of sticking together from the side teammate while Bushi does the side lane thing where he just solo pushes as well as solo farms and tries to become that hard carry that they need. And still, the Bush bait coming in from Curse Academy. They might find someone here. Solar Flare goes into guess 8. He'll get Zenith Blade. He leaps away, though. Pops the ultimate for some of that diminished damage. Ghost comes out from Trolls, though. He's going to chase down. Doesn't have the slow from the Rylai's, though, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's the one item he doesn't have in his build. It's the Rylai's Crystal Scepter that is just so huge at picking off people from Curse Academy. Now, it's actually Maple Street that's got a split bottom lane versus Rux. And I guess that's actually a pretty good trade because Maple Street's pretty safe from being dove in that lane, and there's less hard engage onto teammate. Man, that's so close. And yet so far, Maple somehow in melee range here against Rux, who does have that all-in, the jump, the calling to come back out, but it's just not enough. He stays alive for as long as he can, but just not enough. Barely winning out that 1v1. Now it's actually going to be Slushy to chase down Rux. Rux is pretty dead here, but it's a nice 1v1 nonetheless.
I don't know. Maybe Slushy can't chase him because that leaves it with a 4v3 up top. They could look for a dive. Slushy gonna chase through that burnout. Does a ton of damage. Rux has it up in a couple more seconds. Pounce and the swipe.
There you go.
We'll pick up the kill. So after that long chase, I'm surprised that teammate's been able to hold off.
There's the engage through the turret. Shirelia's or Talisman of Ascension pop. They're gonna go in. Pat's on the Dodo. Flash 8 out there. Flash out there by teammate. Now Pat's gonna take a lot of damage. He actually might die here.
To heal up. The Knight's gonna take down. I don't know if it's gonna kill though. It's the problem. California Trolls in the middle of 3. Hemoplague Zanya's comes out. He will be able to pop and actually pick up 1. Not gonna be able to pick up 2 on Mashme, unfortunately. The chase out though. Slushy came back. He picked up home guards. He's gonna get pouncing away as it is just the little game of chase cat and mouse. And Zeken's gonna sacrifice himself. Slushy though, not gonna give the chase though. Looking for Mashme still, who went up through that Tri Brush.
Slushy's going all the way. He's going to stop the minions.
He's going to stop the wave. All right. So that game of cat and mouse ended with Zeken.
Well, it's like the he's the cat and the minions are the mice. So Mashme is going to get out of there. It's not don't mouse me, so he's not going to keep chasing it. But the mice and the waves get cleaned out, and Team 8 with a huge explosion out their base. It's like Slushy goes bottom lane, cleans up what Maple Street couldn't. And then he even has time to home guard right back to the team fight, taking down a second tier turret. Teammate are back in the game.
Yeah, Dodo didn't die in that fight too. That McHale saved his life as well as the shield from the Dark Passage.
Yeah,
so
that's something we actually saw in the Challenger Series game between Teammate and LMQ. There was a self McHale's on the support that saved him out there. Some really clutch plays coming out in that series, but also just I don't know what's so synergistic here about Teammate. I thought a lot about this over the weekend. I'm just like, how are these guys so, like, they have, it's like, oh, they have 5 champions at a team comp. They're going to go fight other champions. It's not a big mystery. The big mystery for me is, how they just come up with the perfect calls. Like Slushie and Dodo.
It's that
just have
experience, man. Years.
The greatest ability to call rotations. They're just like, hey, we're going to send Maple Street bottom. And that 1v1 should have worked out, but Rux actually baited Maple Street in a melee range and then took him out. But Slushie was able to say, look, we're down a little bit, let me bring it back. Goes bottom lane, kills Rux, comes back top lane. Huge counter engage onto Curse Academy. And now Maple Street's going to get in there with Slushie and pick up another dragon.
And Baron's
teammate.
live now, too.
I think that's the 5th dragon of the game. Should be getting that updated here in just a second. But with Baron coming up here again, do you go for this as teammate? Like,
No, you don't want to get initiated on. You need to kite, poke all day. And they have 3 Banshees.
exactly. This is like Gambit Gaming. I think they actually have 1, 2. We're actually about to have 4 Banshees fails. And maybe, I think we're going to have the QSS. Yeah, that's on Mash. So no Banshees fail that way.
Mercurial Scimitar, most likely for him. If anything, gets it a little bit of extra speed boost when you activate it 2 for 2 seconds. You could see that one come out.
QSS cleanses off the Emo Plate, doesn't it?
I actually have never seen that interaction. Dodo accidentally popped himself that Randuin's on the Baron there.
He's just slowing the Baron. So
Yeah.
it's
Don't
not gonna
attack me,
get
man.
away.
Don't attack me.
Actually has 100% slow on Baron. Banshee's Veil popped there by a nice spear, but actually here's the counter engage. We got Soulless Flare hitting on the Slushie. He's going to be able to jump
Oh,
back
he's
out.
Sonya, the Assault and Battery. Now they're going to choose to fight this one out. He's going to leap away. He gets ignited and flashes out. Zika going to get blown up by Guess 8, as well as Rux is in the backline. Box from Dodo 8 will slow out most of them. And it will be Rux falling down here while Mashme got the kill and ended up in a killing spree. Slushie 8 going to be forced to heal in the back.
California Trolls just zoned 1v3. Everybody from Curse Academy were trying to fight California Trolls, and they didn't deal any damage to Rux, just dove in and died. Now, California Trolls might die here, but he's going to have Pool back up after that cooldown.
Oh, he just
Cool down, but it's going to be California Trolls going down there. But I'm going to call that a little bit of a worthwhile trade, as now the majority of the carry lineup, I guess every carry lineup,
back there. Might be lag.
going to be up there. Yeah, I was a little bit confused to see there. He's about to get initiated on. You can see the backs being initiated by Pat. There's like, hey, you know, might want to get everybody back in the game before we go ahead and unpause
Oh,
this.
do a sec lagged out. All right, attempting to reconnect there.
The attempting to reconnect
Might be
a
the
little
servers.
bit scarier because of the login queues that we've been seeing on NA. So we'll have to see if we can get him back in here and ready to go, because it's nice to have everybody on your team, especially when you're 41 minutes into the game.
This is actually a really close game, too.
It wouldn't even be that close, but Pat just made that huge Baron play. It's not even necessarily a Baron throw. Like, sure, it's risky to go for Baron, but they got it so close, so far, but just weren't able to close it out. Pat keeping his team in the game, not only this game, but really all season long.
Yep.
Even some of the worst games that Curse Academy have had, Pat just seems to hold on to the mid game, carry them through, keep the lanes alive to the late game, where Curse Academy actually have some of the best shot calling too. So it's nice to see 2 of the best, maybe not individually mechanic teams, but some of the best shot callers out there go head to head, and it's looking pretty good so far. The only worry for me is that it's actually kind of a damage light team. It's more of a persistent, hey, we want to stay in this fight and keep tanking things up, finding a longer fight for Curse Academy, because you've got persistent sort of chain gun damage from Ryze, you've got Shyvana's ambient area of effect damage that you want to go for, and then you've got just the ricochets and the area of effect from Mashme that just want to keep the fight going, because you get a lot of value out of that. But when you look over at Team 8, they have damage, it's just not from the places you'd expected. Lucian, he does a lot of damage, but he's not a hyper carry by any means.
Yep.
But you've got the synergy between Kha'Zix and California Trolls Vladimir that's working out so well. They just throw the Hemo Plague down, jump on in there. The culling also has its damage amplified, so let's see that one
They
working
stopped their
out.
backs, too. So they're going to be able to get a clean inhibitor in this mid lane. They're still getting some pressure from Slushie. Pat might be waiting around the corner for him. All right, Spear connects. He's going to pounce
he
away. He's
pounces
playing that
away.
little cat game
They
with
got to get
them.
back to their base.
Ooh, that is not connect. He's the minion in the butt, but it will be the inhibitor in the mid lane going down. Curse Academy not going to be able to respond to this one. They should back out. There's 1 second left.
Oh, they're going for
CK.
the cut. Okay, not
No.
going to dive.
Maybe
You know
just push bot. I feel like pushing bot is much smarter, but with 30 seconds left,
what? Well, you got to clear
on
top,
Mash.
though. That's a huge way of pushing in there. Might
Or Baron.
take the turret. Baron also an idea, but if I were teammate, I wouldn't really want to go near there again, especially not with Pat up again.
All right, so Dodo 8 going to respond to that top wave, going to get himself in there with the death sentence, while Slushie throws out spears and keeps them harassed down from going towards this Baron. Guess it may be forced to stop backing. All right, gets to go back, while Slushie does the Nidalee thing, plants the traps, throws the spears, and looks to hold him off from doing this any further. Super Minions going to start pushing down mid too, so those minions are going to be doing a ton of damage if they can get towards the base. But it looks like Curse Academy have their priorities straight. They want to get some safety onto this Baron side, drop some pink, drop some wards, and possibly look for a bait because there is only that pink ward in the pit for Team 8, so they're losing a lot of vision here.
All right, some vision being cleared out here as nice sweepers come out. Dodo 8 starting to get some clear in the area. I don't think they, yeah, okay, that is an Oracle.
He just leapt in there.
That is
Fearless.
not a good idea. You leap in, and all of a sudden you see an on the hunt come your way, and you're just like, well, really wish I had that leap cooldown right back. Can I reset real quick? Yeah, I don't know about that, but clearing out almost all the vision. There's still a ward inside the Baron pit, so let's clear that one out. But more importantly, all these pink wards getting cleared out. You can't get pinks from side zones. You can't get them from trinkets. I guess you can get them from trinkets.
You can.
But you don't actually think, yeah, there is only one of those pink ward trinkets coming out, and I think it's on Mash Me. So everybody else changing over to sweepers, and pretty much the same thing happening.
That's pretty much so when Guess 8 jumps on top of him, he can just drop the ward and he won't be invisible, and you can just attack him for the cell.
Right, it's nice for vision, and you get that from both the Oracle's lens upgrade as well as the drop in the pink ward. Plus, another thing that I've actually seen some other teams do is go for more pink wards trinkets than you see Oracle's lenses, because in team fights you can just spam drop pink wards. And they take 5
he just
hits.
used the hunt. They're going to cut off Slushy here. Assault Batter comes through. He's got Zanya's, but he will just get blown up through that whole cooldown. Boomerang Blade will be picking up the kill for Mash Me. So he saw, as soon as he saw Slushy, he was like, hunting, let's go. And the whole team collapsed, and they pick up the kill. So they have their Banshees. They have all 5 members, and they could look to push a counter inhibitor in the spot lane.
Now, there is a culling, and I want to see champions block this culling from clearing out
Wow,
the
that
Oh my
damage.
gosh, Mash Me just gets blown apart, but here's the huge engage on the Maple Street. He's going to cleanse, he's going to flash out, but he's going to go
dashed
down.
into the team fight through the McHales and everything Dodo used to help him. California Trolls in the back line does pick up Mash Me, though. Guessin has to keep seeking away. California Trolls is going to be forced to Zanya here. Here comes the back of Guessin to pick up the kill on that rise.
Got it,
Zenith Blade comes
GA.
through, the pool comes out.
California's still alive, the pull back into turn. Guess gets back out alive. It's going to be Rux going down. Now Pat's going to fall. It's a double kill
Triple.
for California Trolls. Triple.
Quadra if you count Mash Me.
Finishes it out. An ace at California Trolls. Is this game an elaborate California troll? I feel like I don't
win.
understand
They win
how
right
this
here.
is happening. Yeah, there's 50-second death timers. Just run up the mid lane. So what you're down to. You've got Lanterns pulling him closer. The chase is on here for Team 8 as they look to close this out. They've got 30 seconds, 20 seconds until Mash Me is back up. 30 seconds until Duo-Sec, and all the time in the world. Super Minions to take the base turret, and off of one failed engage at the bottom lane inhibitor, the defense too strong for Team 8 to come back, finish out the game. Nexus turret's going to go down there, and the Nexus as well. And Team 8 in one of the greatest turnarounds I have seen in all of NACL
Wait, they respawn?
Season 2. Not
Stop
going to
hitting
be
the minions
enough.
there, Guess. Stop it. There you go.
And there you go. The Nexus will fall, and Curse Academy down early on. Pat comes back with the Baron steal. They fight it out for 45.5 minutes. No downtime all game long. What an incredible game.
Yeah, and almost going down with the table with how excited you were, kind of smashing that one.
I was so excited. I was just like, this game is ridiculous. This is one of the matchups I look most forward to seeing in our last 2 weeks of the season. Keep in mind, it's 5 weeks of the regular season here at NACL Season 2. And we got a week of playoffs. And if you guys have been excited by this game, then stick around. There's a whole lot more coming your way. Next up, it'll be LOL Pro taking on Cognitive Gaming. But there's plenty more games coming your way as the season continues. 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time every single weekday, with the exception of Fridays sometimes. So if you guys are new to NACL, you can expect this every week. So stick around. We'll be right back with Cognitive taking on LOL Pro when Season 2 of NACL continues right after this.